Hey everybody, I hope the multiple chemical sensitivity community is doing well. I hope all the mold community is doing okay, and I hope the Lyme community is doing okay. And if you got all three, I feel sorry for you. I got them too. So, not laughing about in a ha ha way, just try to make a little humor for the channel. So, today I want to talk about a topic. So I done several videos on detox and all that, and I think I've pretty much covered what I'm doing on that. Uh, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. Today, I want to talk about a condition that comes up a whole lot on these websites. It's CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome. Now, I'm not calling it a myth. I'm not saying you don't have this. I'm not arguing with it. I'm not arguing with the science. I'm just going to give my opinion about chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome, in my opinion, is like it's an extra term that's not necessary to an illness. And what I mean by that is, let's use this for example, okay? Let's say you have the flu. What are you going to have? You're going to have chronic fatigue, you're going to feel tired, uh, you're going to feel, you're going to feel bloated, you're going to feel like you can't go, several different things there. And, it's the same way with multiple chemical sensitivity. If you got multiple chemical sensitivity, usually in these situations, usually it's abrupt, it hits you hard, you're sick, you don't feel good. Ever since I've had multiple chemical sensitivity, mast cell activation syndrome, and my recent Lyme diagnosis, I basically felt tired pretty much every day since the shit started. And would I call that chronic fatigue syndrome? Probably by the book definition, it probably is. But that's kind of natural, that's kind of expected, is if you have liver damage, which is associated with multiple chemical sensitivity, or you have some kind of brain damage or, myelin sheath damage from Lyme, the tiredness that comes along with it and the fatigue and, all the other things that comes along with it, feeling like, uh, pardon the expression, feeling like shit. that that's just kind of part of it. So I don't know why they had to make a term up, chronic fatigue syndrome, because it doesn't really describe anything. It's, if you're sick, naturally you're gonna have chronic fatigue. If you got the flu, you're gonna have chronic fatigue. If you got Lyme, you're gonna have chronic fatigue. If you got MCS and you got organ damage, likely you're gonna have chronic fatigue. If you have mold toxicity and you're in a bad environment and you feel bad all the time, naturally you're gonna feel bad. So, you know, let's use this for example, like the rifle machine that's treating chronic fatigue syndrome. What is it really treating? Is it treating chronic fatigue from organ damage? Is it treating chronic fatigue from mold toxicity? Is it treating, you know? So even though it's recognized and stuff, I see a lot of emphasis on two of the mold groups, chronic fatigue syndrome. Even an elderly person, you can say they got chronic fatigue syndrome. Why? Because their organs break down. They got damage. So naturally they're gonna feel tired and feel like shit. So I don't think it's no mystery with chronic fatigue syndrome. I want to do a little short video on that. Uh, that's pretty much all I got. I'm not gonna ramble on about it or argue, but it's very real, and I've felt like it, for 2 years. But it's why put a label on it? You got MCS, you got mold toxicity. That's just kind of part of it. You get organ damage, heart failure. You're gonna have chronic fatigue. So, that's pretty much all I got on that.